Hi guys, welcome back to this lesson. I promise I'm going to bring le passé composé with le verbe être ou l'auxiliaire être. So le passé composé avec être. So using être to talk about movement and reflexive actions in the past. So guys, let me project this so that we can go together. Oh, let me adjust. You can see le passé composé avec être. And then the objectives are there. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to recognize verbs that use être in passé composé. Form correct past tense with être plus the agreement. You'll see what I mean by agreement. Use reflexive verbs in passé composé. Practice and assess your understanding. So, être or avoir. When you're using le passé composé, you need to ask yourself if you're given the main verb, am I going to use être or avoir? So, most verbs use avoir. We have seen that before, but some verbs must use être. So, some verbs of movement or change of state. And then all reflexive verbs, they do use être. Okay. So, we need to know how to conjugate être in present tense. So, je suis, tu es, il est, elle est, on est, nous sommes, vous êtes, ils sont, elles sont. And then the moment you know that, because this is the helping verb, the auxiliary verb you're going to use, you just need to add the past participle. Don't forget the agreement. We are going to see the agreement when you're using être. We don't do that with avoir. Some of the verbs you need to know. I don't know if this is clear. Devenir. I can just zoom one side so that you can see the infinitive and then the past participle given there, and then the meaning at the end this side. So the two columns there. Devenir becomes devenu, revenir, revenu, monter, monter, rester, rester, sortir, sorti, venir, venu, aller, aller, naître, né, descendre, descendu. If you need to have the meaning, you check column 3. Column 3 will give you the meaning of all those verbs. And then we go to the next page there. I want to zoom a little bit there. Entrer, entrer, rentrer, rentrer, tomber, tomber, retourner, retourner, arriver, arriver, mourir, mort, parti, parti, passé, passé. You have the meaning there if you want to see the meaning of all that. So this is sometimes there are 17 verbs. You use être, what we call Dr. and Mrs. Van Trump. So as to remember the verbs there. All right. So, agreement rule. What do we talk about? What do you mean when you talk about agreement? When you say in être, the past participle must agree. If it's feminine, you need to add an e. If it's je suis allé, the je. If je is a lady speaking, then you need to add an e at the end. If it's masculine, you don't need to add anything. If it's plural, you need to add an s. If it's a mixture of boys and girls, you need to add an s. If they are boys, an s. If it's a mixture of just ladies, pure ladies there, you just need to add es to your plural. So the examples given there, you can see, if I can go closer there, you can see elle est allée, elle, that's where we have the e there. Elle est allée, ils sont partis, these are guys. There's an s to show that they are plural. Nous sommes montés, nous, these are girls, nous, es, nous sommes montés. Okay, let's go. Some examples there. Je suis allé au marché. You can zoom a little bit there. You see the French. Je suis allé au marché. You can see that the je must be a male. Elle est née en 2005. Elle is very clear. That's a lady. Nous sommes arrivés en retard. We assume that the nous is a mixture of boys. Ils sont sortis hier soir. Boys. If you want the translation, so you'll get them there. All right. Yeah, that's very clear. So reflexive verbs. all reflexive verbs use être in passé composé. The structure is subject, reflexive pronoun, être, then plus the past participle. Je me suis levé. So you put the être after the reflexive pronoun me. Je me, then suis, levé. Je me suis levé. Nous nous sommes réveillés. Elle s'est couchée. Elle s'est couchée. So you need to know the reflexive pronoun. Je me, tu te, il se, nous, vous, il se, et elle se. Good. We are going to practice, just mini practice. Fill in the blanks. So complete with the correct form of être and the past participle. Don't forget argument or the argument. Marie, that's Mary, allait à l'école. Nous venions ensemble. Tu tombais dans la rue. Il partit à 8 heures. Answers on the next slide, so you can pause so that you can have some time to do that work before you see the answers. So when you go, the next thing will be the answers there. Marie est allée, an E at the end. Marie is a lady, that's Mary. Nous sommes venus, S. Tu es tombé, that's one depends. Ils sont partis. Très bien. Okay, reflexive practice. Write in passé composé. Je se levait. Nous se coucher. Elle se maquillait. Vous se réveillez. Answer next slide. So take your time to do that. Je goes with which reflexive pronoun. Remember that we're using être, all, everything. And then when we're done, you see the answers there. Je me suis levé. If you're a lady, you have an E there. Nous nous sommes couchés. Elle s'est maquillée. Elle, vous vous êtes réveillé. Voilà. So, partner speaking activity in pairs. Ask and answer using passé composé with être. Où est-ce que tu es allé hier? So you can try now understand the question. Where did you go yesterday? Then try to answer. Hier, je suis allé, je sais pas. À quelle heure est-ce que vous êtes arrivé à l'école? Try answer the question. Je suis arrivé à l'école à 8 heures du matin, par exemple. Tu t'es réveillé à quelle heure? Je me suis réveillé à 9 heures. Voilà, something like that. So try, practice, and then work with the partner so as to understand what you're saying. Try write them down so that you can also see what you're saying. Listen comprehension. Questions. What verbs were used? Who is the subject? Was there an agreement? So I'm going to read that and then you tell me, you answer those questions. What verbs were used or was used? Who is the subject? And was there an agreement? Let me hide it and then read. So listen. So the first, I have 3 sentences. The first one, il est parti très tôt. Il est parti très tôt. So where is the subject? What is the PP? What is the past participle used there? Nous nous sommes levés à 7 heures. That's sentence number 2. Nous nous sommes levés à 7 heures. Where is the subject? And where is the past participle? Or which is the past participle? Number 3, elles sont tombées dans la rue. Elles sont tombées dans la rue. So, the same thing. So, that's what I'm talking about, guys. You see, il est parti très tôt. Nous nous sommes levés à 7 heures. Elles sont tombées dans la rue. Voilà. Quick quiz assessment. Choose the correct sentence. Elle est allée au parc. Elle est allée au parc. Nous sommes tombés. Nous sommes tombés. Tu t'es réveillé. Tu s'es réveillé. Answer next slide. So you can pause so as to go through and see exactly what we are talking about. Then the answers will be there. Elle est allée. nous sommes tombés et tu t'es réveillé. Voilà. Then recap. Use être with movement or change verbs as Dr. and Mrs. Van de Trump. All reflexive verbs, they do use être when you see se lever, se laver, s'amuser, les se, they use être. Then make agreement with the gender and number. If it's masculine or feminine and plural, singular, make sure that you respect that. Then practice makes progress, guys. Yep. So homework, write 5 sentences in passé composé with être. You can use number 2, Dr. and Mrs. Van de Dram verbs, and then 3 reflexive verbs. Use real and imagined past experiences. So guys, you can practice. Make sure that you practice, work in groups of 2 or 3 so that you can practice and discuss everything. I'm bringing activities using both avoir and être in context so that you can see when to use avoir, when to use être, how to go about all that. So thank you so much, guys, and may God bless you. Love you. Bye bye.